Hello everyone, today my video is somewhat different. As many of you already know, I am a candidate for the European elections running in the constituency of Ireland South. And I want to clarify my priorities and pledges for the people of Ireland South. My name is McGurk, I am a qualified barrister and senior counsel and I live in County Kerry. In 2020, when the strong arm of globalism showed itself once more, with the declared COVID pandemic leaning on my beloved country, with its captured government, I, like many others, called out this government overreach. With no other platform available, I discovered YouTube and made some videos. As a consequence of my comments at a public rally in August 2020, I was cancelled by the political establishment and censored by mainstream media, losing my career in the process. So why did I do what I did? I did it for my wonderful parents. I did it for my grandparents. I did it for my ancestors who suffered poverty and degradation but who survived so that their children and their children's children could have a better life. Not the one that was being shown to us during COVID. I declared myself a candidate in the forthcoming elections because of my deep concern about the direction our country is taking, with its increasing degradation and imposition of woke agendas and diversity, and about how our country and its culture and heritage and sovereignty are being wrestled from us daily by a government whose loyalties lie well beyond our borders. Our children's very future is now at stake. Today, the most fundamental and detrimental problem facing the Irish people is an out-of-control asylum and immigration problem, responsibility for which lies squarely with this inept government and the political parties that support it. We have a golden opportunity as a country to take back control of our borders and retain some semblance of our sovereignty if our elected representatives in the Dáil vote not to opt into this new EU Asylum and Migration Pact. But the signals so far are not good. Many of you will be aware of a series of videos I did on this particular issue. As you know, most of our current MEPs in Europe voted in favour of this pact. Were you consulted about this? Somehow I doubt it because I certainly was not. So this is the type of representation, it actually would be better classified as non-representation, that you have with your current MEPs and you will get if you vote for any of the larger party candidates. They will always be beholden to their party whips and the globalist interests that control them. That is why you must vote for independent nationalist candidates like me, who will look after your interests without fear or favour. In Ireland, we also have an unacceptable homelessness problem. Not just the official homeless, who number approximately 13,000, including children, but the hidden homeless, a number which is at least 30,000. I'm talking about the young people couch surfing in their parents' living rooms, or living in cars because they cannot afford to either rent or buy. Yet we have a government that is still building modular homes for Ukrainians, people, most if not all of whom already have a home in Ukraine. In fact, the Irish government have spent almost 83 million euros to date on houses for Ukrainian people, which is part of a €2 billion package already spent on state-supported accommodation for Ukrainians since their arrival. When are Irish people going to wake up to the fact that their government and the political establishment that supports it do not work for them, but are beholden to interests elsewhere? Are you aware that this government were warned in a risk analysis brought to Cabinet in 2022 that a massive influx of asylum seekers would damage social cohesion? But they went ahead anyway. Therefore, why would you think that anything this government or the political parties that support it or any candidate in the forthcoming elections which represents any of these political parties are interested in doing anything other than create chaos and problems for the Irish people? The evidence now is simply overwhelming at this stage. So why should you elect me to represent you in Europe? Because I have already demonstrated my courage in speaking truth to power and paid a very high price for doing so. I have also spoken out many times, either through interview or in creating videos, on issues such as the draconian hate speech and hate crime laws, cancel culture, the EU Migration Pact and the WHO Pandemic Treaty. In addition, I made a very important video on the proposed referenda in March 8th this year, designed to change the very fabric of Irish society by removing mother and woman from the Constitution and introducing the concept of durable relationships. Thank God all of you came out and voted with your feet and said no, no, and shook this government to its core in the process. By voting for me and all the other independent nationalist candidates, you can do the same on June the 7th next. In Europe, I will work to expose the real causes and agendas behind mass immigration, which I know is neither organic nor natural. In Europe, I will work to protect the Irish people from losing any more of their individual or national sovereignty. In Europe, I will work to protect the Irish people from the effects of the proposed WHO Pandemic Treaty and the amended international health regulations. In Europe, I will work to support Irish farmers and do everything in my power to stop this pseudo-nature restoration law disaster, which has been supported by all of our current MEPs. I will support diversification and funding for fishermen into other marine activities to assist those communities which have been decimated by fishing quota bans. In Europe, I will be your guardian at the gate to keep you informed of all agendas, policies and legislative measures that are coming your way and that will impact you and your families. I will use my right to vote against any measure which is not for the benefit of my country, and in particular, my constituents in Ireland South. In Europe, I will use my voice to be your voice, and that makes me not only a worthy candidate, it makes me your best candidate. Now, you are also unlikely to see me anytime soon on mainstream media, as I have been informed by our national broadcaster that they intend to give preferential treatment to sitting politicians and members of political parties with established support in previous elections. And that includes candidates also. So therefore, I need all you wonderful digital warriors to go out there and tell everyone about me and share this video. You won't see any fancy banners or posters with my picture on them either, because I am running as an independent. That is a luxury for those who are members of larger political parties. It's all paid for by you, the taxpayer, of course. So the next time you see a poster of a pretty face looking for your vote, just remember it's you who's paying for that poster. However, if you would like to join my campaign, please contact Liam at unamcgurkforeeu@gmail.com. I will leave a link in the description box below. But I do have a GoFundMe page, and I would very much appreciate some funds to pay for travel expenses, organising events, etc. Just so you know, even with free post from An Post, it would cost at least €10,000 alone just to send a flyer to every home in this constituency. I know only too well that times are tough for everyone, but anything, even €5 to pay for a few flyers would be just wonderful and so very much appreciated. Again, details of the GoFundMe are in the description box below. Thank you everyone in anticipation for all your generosity and support, and of course for that all-important vote number 1 for Una on June the 7th next. Until next time, God bless. Thank you for listening.